Lovely, you are going to plan and set the right goals as an indie author for 2026. I'm going to show you how to do it step by step in a way that actually works. Just copy me. You're going to see me do it step by step. Step number 1, what is the specific goal that you want to accomplish as an author in 2026? Notice that we are not saying, what do you hope to achieve? Oh, I hope that I sell 100 books. Oh, I hope that I have my author bookstore. No. What is the specific goal you want to accomplish? And a goal is in SMART goal format. It is specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, with a timetable in line. If you're using the 12-week year productivity technique, which is what I like to do here at God the Wood Girl, you want to have one specific goal per quarter. So one overall goal you're working on as an author every 12 weeks of the year. The reason why the 12-week year is so effective is because it makes you really focus in on doing one thing at a time instead of distracting yourself by trying to accomplish all these different tasks that really don't get you anywhere. For this exercise, just focus on the first thing that you want to accomplish in 2026 as an author and make it something that is within your control. Selling 200 books is not in your control as an author. Marketing every single day is in your control as an author. So I want you to really think about a goal that is in your control, in your hands, something that you can actually execute with a timetable in line. So in my book, The War of Purpose, I rewrote SMART goal formula into what I call legend goal formula. And so the breakdown is specific goal plus result you see by achieving the goal plus timeline the goal needs to be completed equals your legend goal. So for example, I want to become a self-published author of daily devotionals as measured by my first daily devotional written and available for sale on my website by March 30th, 2026. So specific goal, become a self-published author of daily devotionals. Result I want to see, first daily devotional is available for sale on my website. Timeline is March 30th, 2026. So use this formula to be able to create your goals for the year. We're just going to focus on the first one here. So my goal for God the Wood Girl is to launch my own audiobook app. I'm really excited about it. It's going to be called God the Wood Girl Books. And so the very first goal that I need in order to make that happen is to turn all my books into audiobooks. So specific goal, I will turn all of my self-published books into audiobooks. Plus result you'll see by achieving the goal as measured by each of the audiobooks available to stream on my God the Wood Girl Books platform, plus timeline by March 30th, 2026. So I'm very clear, this is the first goal I'm working on for the year so that I can launch my audiobook app. I'm gonna turn all my books that I've actually written and self-published into audiobooks as measured by each audiobook available to stream on the platform. So it can't be I'm working on it. It can't be I'm recording it. It can't be I'm editing it. No, they are available to stream on the platform. That is how I know that I'm done. So go ahead and write your first goal for the year in SMART goal format or legend goal format, whichever you want to use, and I'll see you in the next step. Step number 2, create a legendary action plan to get that SMART goal done. Create a legendary action plan to get that SMART goal done. This is the part that separates the wishers, the people who wish they had accomplished stuff for their author business, and the doers, the people who actually get the stuff done. It is called a legendary action plan. And this is a concept that I created in my book, The War of Purpose, where I teach about legendary action plans and how they changed my life. They literally are the reason why I'm here full time, because I live by this productivity technique. And what a legendary action plan is it's a 10-step plan that breaks down your SMART goal into milestones, specific milestones to get the SMART goal done. And here's a big part of this, okay? We cannot guess at the 10 milestones we have to achieve to get the SMART goal done. We have to do research. We gotta research how people have accomplished the SMART goal before us. We just gotta look how they did it. And then we're gonna break down that research into a 10-step plan for us to do the exact same thing. Now you may be asking, well, Stephanie, I don't know anybody who's done this before. Same. I know 0 people who have launched an audiobook app. I mean, I could call Jeff Bezos and be like, yo, bro, how you launched that app? He's not gonna tell me. First of all, he didn't really do it. He bought it from somebody. But anyway, I don't know anybody who's launched an audiobook app. Here's the good news. I currently live in a time where we have all the information we need at our fingertips right here on YouTube. On YouTube, if you go on the platform and search how to fill in your legendary goal, you are going to find people who teach you how to do it for free. It's absolutely incredible. I've watched hundreds of videos at this point on how to build an app. My strategy is not based on what I've done before, because I've never done it before. It's based on the average milestones that I've seen multiple creators do to launch an app. And so by doing that, I got to see different ways that people accomplish the same goal. And then I picked the strategy that worked for me, my resources, and where I'm at right now. Do not, and I mean do not, choose a strategy, get halfway through it, and then stop and go try a new strategy. There are multiple ways to achieve your goal as an author. Everybody has a different way of doing stuff. So choose the one that works best for you. Write that down as a 10-step milestone checklist. I call this a legendary action plan, so you know exactly how you're going to get that goal done. In the War of Purpose, this is the worksheet that I provide for the Legendary Action Plan. You're just going to put each milestone down. So I like to start with what needs to go first, and then second, and then you count down. So level 1 should be the last thing you need to do to get the goal done. Now, before we can fill this out, we need to do research. I do know how to make audiobooks, but just for this example, I want to show you how I would search this up. So I would say, how do I turn my book into an audiobook? I'm just going to type that right in on YouTube. And I'm going to hit enter, and look, we have multiple videos teaching us how to do this. So how to turn your book into an audiobook with Apple digital narration and PublishDrive. How I turn Kindle books into audiobooks using Speechify. I've never even heard of Speechify. That's great. How to make an audiobook. How to publish an audiobook on Amazon ACX. Hey, I follow her on TikTok. So yeah, lots of different ways to do this. I would watch these different strategies, and then I would choose the one that works best for me. Now, again, I actually already know how to do this, so I'm just going to write down the steps, but let's pretend that I did all that research and I chose 11 labs as my strategy. So the first thing I need to do, turn all of my books into, edit all my books. Edit all of my book manuscripts for audio format. So when you write an ebook, usually, you put examples and visuals. For an audiobook, you can't have that. So I need to go through each of the manuscripts and make sure that's fine. Then level 9 milestone, sign up for 11 labs audio. That's where I'm going to be recording my books. Level 8 milestone, record my AI generated voice for 11 labs to clone. Then after that, I need to go ahead and upload each book into 11 labs and generate the MP3 files. Then after that, download each MP3 file and turn it into a video stream using After Effects. Then next after that, export each MP4 file and upload it to the Godlywood Girl Books platform. Next, create the product mockup for each audiobook. Next up, and if you don't need all 10, just use the ones that you need. Create the audiobook mockup for each audiobook, and then publish each audiobook and make available for sale. So I only needed 7. So I'm just gonna redo this so that I have only the ones that I need. But this gives me a step-by-step plan for how I'm actually going to get this done. And it's based off of research, because I'm telling you, I didn't know how to make audiobooks. I had to research this, right? So once you do your research, you watch how other people are doing the thing you want to do. Then go ahead and break it down into a step-by-step list for you to follow. And now you know exactly what you need to do to get your goal done. And finally, step number 3, create your daily action plan to get your legendary goals done. I can give you a step-by-step formula for how to write and self-publish a book. I actually do have that. I have something called the Godlywood Girl Author School, and in the Author School, I teach you how to write and self-publish a book within 31 days. The formula is scientific. There's no guessing, there's no hoping. You just follow it step by step, and in 31 days, you will have your book done. I've had students get into my 31-day Write Your Book Bootcamp and get their book done within 2 weeks. They just follow the steps. I've had students get into the 31-day Write Your Book Bootcamp and their book still isn't done, and it's been a few months. Now, why is that? Same formula. Same amazing people who have gotten this course, but some get it done and some don't. And it always comes down to this step: time. If you don't make time every single day to execute your legendary action plan, your goal will not get done. This is something that I had to learn the hard way when I first became an author in 2009. I realized that I could hope and wish all I wanted to become self-published, but until I spent time every single day getting that book done, it wasn't going to get done. And so when I said to myself, I'm getting this book published by October 2009, I sat down and worked on it every single day. That's when I became published. And it's the same thing that I use in my life now. Every single day, I work on my legendary action plan. I time block on my calendar when I'm working on that legendary action plan. Your legendary action plan is separate from your daily to-do list. If you're full-time like me, you know running a business, you got stuff you got to do every single day. We got to do marketing, we got to do product fulfillment, we got to do customer email, we got to do all this stuff, right? However, our legendary action plan, the new things we want to accomplish, the goals we want to achieve, that's separate from the to-do list. So your daily to-do list has nothing to do with the time block you schedule to work on your legendary action plan. If you time block when you're going to work on your legendary action plan, and you make this time block non-negotiable, no distractions, you are guaranteed to get your goal done. Because every day, you're working on the steps that work to make your legendary goal happen. When I worked my 9-to-5 job, I time blocked 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. Did it hurt? Yes. Did I sometimes cry my way through it? Yes. But it worked. I was able to build up Godlywood Girl, which led to me being able to do this full time. All glory to Jesus. Now that I'm full time, I work about 4 to 5 hours a day. Most of that time is spent on my daily to-do list running my business, but the first hour of every single day is on my legendary action plan. I am serious about launching this audiobook app. This is the next stage of my business. I truly believe this is the future of where the book industry is going, and I want to make sure that I do not sit on this and that I get this launched. So non-negotiable. First hour when I sit down to work every single day, I am working on my legendary action plan. How does this look for you? You gotta find uninterrupted time. For some of you, it's gonna be when you're in the bathroom, okay? It's gonna be when you're sitting on that toilet, you're gonna have your phone, you're gonna be like this. It just is what it is. For some of us, it's gonna be during our lunch break. For some of us, it's gonna be when we go to bed at night, that hour before, once we go to bed, before we fall asleep. For some of us, it's gonna be in the very early morning when we wake up, we do our time with the Lord, and then the first hour before people even wake up, we're working on the legendary action plan. You got to decide when the correct time block is for you, but it must be non-negotiable for you to get this done. When it comes to time blocking, I am a huge fan of using a Google Doc calendar because it's free. If you have a Gmail account, you can create a calendar on Gmail for free. And you just do it right here on the side. You just click plus, other calendars, you just add the calendar. And this way you can literally block out your non-negotiable legendary goal time and you'll know exactly what you're working on. So for example, let's say I want to work the first week of January on my legend goals. So I'm going to block out from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. every single day. So I'm going to say 11 a.m. to 12 o'clock p.m. and I want to repeat. So I'm going to repeat every single weekday and I'm going to put legendary goals. You can make this a color that you like. I usually like this little flamingo color. And then click, I'm going to turn off see guest list. I'm going to turn off invite others. I'm going to click save. So now every single day, this is time blocked. So if I have a meeting or I'm trying to figure out appointments or something like that, nobody can touch me. I know this is non-negotiable. And here's what I love so much. You can click on the individual one. You can go ahead and click this pencil. And then in that individual one, you can write down what you need to work on. So let's say I'm currently working on my level 8 milestone, right? So I can put that in here. And then I can put here, so work on the war of purpose. Work on work-life faith balance. So let's say those are the only two that I'm working on for this first one. So I'll hit save. Only for this event. Now for this one, for Tuesdays, do the same thing. And on Tuesday, I'll work on the Motivation Minute. I'll work on time management for authors. Then click save just for this event. Then for Wednesday, let's say I want to work on 2 other books. I'll work on how to make a sales funnel. I'll work on how to write a book. And so on and so forth. So now I know exactly which manuscripts I'm working on each day. So when I sit down to work, I'm not guessing at what I'm working on. I literally just come in, I look at my Legendary Goal calendar, I'm like, okay, this is what I'm working on for today. And then I work on those things for today. If I don't finish something, I just move it to the next day until I get it done. That's one of the things I love about using a calendar rather than printed paper for my Legendary Goals. Again, you can get a free calendar, Google Calendar, by going to gmail.com, sign up for a free account. And then at the top right, you'll see all those little circles, click it, and then just click the calendar. If you need help getting your author business up and running in 2026, come join me in the God That Would Grow Faith-Based Author School. I show you not only how to write and self-publish your own books that are clear solutions to your clear problems, but I also show you how to build your book website, how to build your book sales funnel, how to do your marketing for your book, how to turn your book into multiple types of digital products like workbooks, like ebooks, like downloadables. Let me give you a little sneak peek. Hey, it's your girl, Steph Rodness, and if you've been struggling to move forward on your journey as a faith-based author, I've created a brand new community called the God That Would Grow Faith-Based Author School, just for women like you who want to move forward in your purpose as a woman of Christ, writing books. The school includes the Author Toolkit, which has 10 tutorials for 10 different types of Christian books you can write, including nonfiction books, daily devotionals, prayer journals, ebooks. There's a lot in there. You'll get access to the God That Would Grow Book Funnel Toolkit, which shows you how to take your book, bundle it up, and put it into a sales funnel, including a lead magnet funnel, a tripwire funnel, and my very favorite, a webinar funnel. You'll get access to the book promotion toolkit, which shows you how to create a marketing plan to promote your funnel, because in order for people to buy our books, right, we have to tell them about it. And that's what the marketing toolkit shows you how to do. Plus, you'll get access to a community of other women who are writing faith-based books just like you are. Sis, you do not have to do this alone. Come join the brand new God That Would Grow Faith-Based Author School so you can get the tutorials you need, you can get the community you need, and most importantly, you can get the network that you need to step into your purpose as a faith-based author. I can't wait to see you there. Visit ChristianAuthorSchool.com to fill out the application form and apply today. And last but not least, if you haven't yet built an email list as an author, come join my free 3-day Start Your Book Business Challenge, where I'll show you how to get started step by step. Go to ChristianBusinessToolkit.com. And in the meantime, make sure you watch this video tutorial for even more resources to help you step into your purpose as an indie author. I can't wait to see you there.